Well, another day, another location. I had to. I had to. You know, listen rather thoroughly to that last and thus far the longest, and it will be the longest. Just about done. Video yet in this series, and things related to that. So it's tomorrow, because you try to end on a positive note. One of the greatest things LRH ever taught me was complete your cycles of action. Boy, doesn't it feel good to decide to go to sleep at night because you've just completed a cycle, and you can have the judgment to go, I could try some other ambitious cycle. But I'd be setting myself up to lose. I'd rather go to bed on a good mood. And it does just piss me off when I have to go, what? I'd like to finish this cycle of action. But I gotta go to bed. I guess I'm just like anybody else, You want to stay up and party, but you need to get some sleep. And I have not chosen to get involved with methamphetamines as a solution to that, because that would be idiotic. Okay, so, hey, I may have pissed some people off, but I'm quite amused by the fact that that last video ended as it did. I had an accidental cliffhanger. Perfect accidental cliffhanger. Rah, rah, rah. There's no God like the sun god. Rah, rah, rah. So let's finish that thought. Yes, so some very bright spiritual people recently have been saying sane living means knowing that you do not have to be in power to have power. So to hell with compassionate conservatism, to hell with empowerment. Recently had the chance, by the way, I apologize, a little bit. I apologize just a little bit. I've got everything I want to say. It seems to me that maybe I could have done the order of what I had to say slightly better, but I just didn't want to. So I apologize just a little bit for that. Herbert Michael Zinn and I had an absolutely awesome conversation recently, in which one of the things he said was, people scoff when I say that Scientology is a school of magic, but actually Hubbard's work proceeds naturally from Crowley's work. I'd say to a large extent that's very true. And whoever says that KRC above ARC is the same as love under will, yeah, that's true. KRC above ARC. Which is not to demean ARC, nor is it to demean love when Crowley says love under will. Just it's under. Whether they be critics or not, that happens to be true. Hubbard broke it down. Break it down. Check it. Um, that's largely correct, but yeah, I'm going to take it even further. I'm going to take it even further. You know, a lot of people scoff when I say that Scientology has a place in intellectual history. In Western intellectual history, as long as you understand that there's a point at which we part company. There's a point at which we say no more of that. This will not do. This is not amongst our practices. An open letter to Tina Turner. Dear Ms. Turner, no hero in the history of humanity has ever given 1/10 of a rat's behind whether people thought they needed another hero, and they ain't never gonna either. And that's just the way it is, and that's just the way it's gonna be. You're gonna get us. We're gonna keep coming back. We come back. Sincerely, much love and ARC, Thaddeus Monroe Slam. Is it possible to get beyond conditions? I'm just going to go ahead and give my guess. Sure, kinda, yeah. I mean, you get to the point where you don't have to pay that much attention to them. It's just good to get into the practice of paying attention to them. That's just my guess. I could be wrong. Whatever. You know, at the beginning of the last section, I told the story of losing my computer. There are two oaths in the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. The first is the oath of the Great Work, which you might be the oath to get serious. And the second one is the oath to, it's called the Oath of the Abyss. And in that oath, you are required to interpret everything that happens to you as a communication between you and God. And I gotta tell you, I'm getting pretty good at that, but I really gotta tell you, sometimes when you do that, the conclusion you'll come to is the gods must be crazy. Okay, at least at my stage, I haven't gotten to the point where I don't go occasionally, the gods must be crazy. 6. The greatness, if this hasn't become clear by now, one of the greatness of the ethics conditions is that they are a hierarchy of hierarchies, or a hierarchy applicable to many hierarchies. As I said very early on, the conditions could be a religion in and of themselves, and a person who accepted nothing but the conditions could achieve great things. Why Scientologists? I'm going to test whether my content beholder has a mystic bone right here and now. The reason why no Scientologist should ever need "and he lived a perfect life" clause is this. Everybody lived a perfect life, in a sense. I was recently asked, and this is my final point, I was recently asked whether or not I believe in whether or not I believe in relativist ethics. I was asked this by the closest thing I've got to an actual psychiatrist shrink. Whether or not I believe in relativist evil and or whether or not relativist ethics and or whether or not I believe in supernatural evil. I specifically want to concentrate on this second question or aspect of the question, whatever it was. When people say supernatural evil, they mean more by it than what the actual words mean. Are there supernatural, quote, supernatural, end of quote, things that are evil? Yes. Hey, do you believe in love at first sight? Yes, I'm certain that it happens all the time. But as to whether or not there are levels of evil that can only be achieved by the supernatural, well, even if it's true, I've decided already. I don't care. I don't choose to believe in that shit. And that's how I'm going to end this. Have a nice day.